Hello everybody, this is Debo with Debo's Movie Reviews here, and this week's review will be The Batman vs. Dracula. Starring, of course, Reno Romano as the Batman, because in this time they gotta emphasize the because they just call it The Batman. Not to be confused with the Batman animated series. Alongside which, among casting should be features Tara Strong as Vicky Vale, Tom Kenny as the Penguin, and Kevin Michael Richardson as the Joker. Which I gotta say, for that timeline, I'm gonna say that Joker was about the equivalent, was the animated version of Leto in terms of cheesy, and not in a good way. I'm just like, yeah, I kind of applaud reimagining, but at the same time, I'm like, really? And just also mentioned Peter Stormare as Dracula, especially in this, which and did an excellent job as too for an animated version. And I gotta admit, this was a fairly decent adaptation. Though when it comes to animated Batman, I'm a Conroy man, but Reno Romano actually did a damn good job. I mean, just especially for an adaptation, for animated adaptation. And of course, when it comes to DC movies, animation kind of reigns supreme over live action. Especially in this case, which in terms of animated Batman kind of puts him up there with Conroy and Jason O'Mara. Whereas in this timeline, it's Reno Romano with a dreadlock Joker. Kind of, yeah. It's like if somebody saw the movie Marked for Death and tried to base it off Screwface. Kind of like what the greatness of Dracula from like for casting. It's just something for Peter Stormare, who at the same time played the devil in that very lackluster version of Constantine. And of course with this one, got great casting. I mean, great fight scenes from like the showdown with Dracula to the whole storyline with first encounter Joker, then of course where you think, and after he falls off that building and you think he's dead, and only to come back as a vampire, which prompts Batman to of course create a serum and an antidote from like how the Penguin inadvertently awakens his tomb. For some reason he's buried in Gotham. And I gotta give it old SpongeBob. He knocked it out of the park. And of course for this being only the animated movie to actually acknowledge Vicky Vale, which I gotta say Tara Strong did a damn good job, but hell, she always knocks it out of the park when it comes to voice acting. Hell, kind of funny how they brought her back for the Batman versus Dracula when there's various iterations, like how in the '89 movie Basinger had Jack Palance, who also played Dracula. In the Nolan trilogy, had Gary Oldman, who also played Dracula. At least they all did a damn good better than Dominic Purcell and Blade Trinity. And of course, the excellent storyline of how he goes in town, and also like how they basically made him look like Ra's al Ghul, which is kind of fitting since in the Batman timeline, they didn't use use the bat use Ra's al Ghul or the League of Shadows. Which is kind of surprising, kind of like how over in the Gotham series they really ain't show no love towards Azrael. I'm like, come on, like hell, that has to be a perfect candidate for the Matt Reeves sequels when they ever get off the ground, since they decided to make those a separate entity. The Pattinson Batman a separate entity from the upcoming James Gunn DCU. And of course, but Batman versus Dracula is excellent. I mean, just excellent action, great character development. Especially since this one takes place in the earlier seasons, where of course you had Bruce as had the Lamborghini looking Batmobile instead of the Roadster, along with Robin and Batgirl in the said movies. Unlike the later seasons of the Batman. But overall, I'm about to give it about a 4 out of 5. Just great overall, but just not just. But well, just I don't know. All right, I hope y'all like, subscribe, and enjoy, and I'll keep dishing them out.